everyone, how are you guys doing today? What I have for you today in this video is I want to talk to you guys about what Apple might be planning for iOS 12 and what their plan is going to be. Now, there was a recent article that I read, which the link to that will be in the description below, where it basically just kind of sums up or tries to give an idea on what Apple might be planning to do next with iOS 12, but not in regards to the exact features that they should put, but basically on what they should mostly focus on. So, for instance, we all seen how companies work on a certain project and then they'll rush it out onto the market, people buys the product, and then all of a sudden you start having all these issues. Then you have to make arrangements to have it sent back to the facility for it to be fixed, repaired, replaced, whatever the case may be. And it looks like apparently Apple might have been doing that with some of the updates they've been doing for iOS. And it looks like they're starting to have this new strategy where if they're not able to put the feature out on time before the update is released, they're not going to rush it. They'll just wait till the next iteration of iOS, which in my opinion, it is a good move because you want to have it done right. And that's what Apple always tries to explain to everybody and to get everyone to understand. And I guess that's why like so many of us love their products. And then you have another side where they love Apple's competition more. And then you have, I would say, maybe a small group that appreciates all competition that's out there. Me, myself, although for a daily mobile device, I'm more on the Android side. But I would also like an iOS device just to have for leisure and possibly for like a little bit personal use that is not as drastic that I would use on my smartphone right here. So in other cases, Apple is starting to plan out accordingly for not only on upcoming features for the next iOS update, but they also want to take their time with whatever features they're working on. The only issue that I could see is, let's say they announce a date that they're going to have their next WWDC event keynote and they're going to talk about iOS 12. And what happens if they're really slow on the features and they're not rushing it out of the market? I still think that's a good thing. But the problem is, how many features can Apple let that slide? So for instance, let's say if Apple is working on 6 new features and they only got about maybe 2 done completely and the other 4 they don't want to rush to the market, then they have to wait until iOS 13. And next thing you know, they announce iOS 12 and they only talk about these 2 new features that were top and big and that these were brand new to iOS. Well, I understand that you want to take your time and I still agree with that. You don't want to be having too many features being missed out with your next iteration of iOS. So it also comes into play on how fast and efficiently Apple can work, but without messing anything up at the same time and not to make things malfunction. For instance, we'll talk a little bit about Microsoft because when they announced the Xbox 360 and then released them, the unfortunate part is a lot of people and customers were getting this thing called the red ring of death, which is basically where you get 3 red lights that shows on the power light, which I had that happen to me once, although I never had to send back my Xbox 360 since I got my second one. So I only went through one 360. That was about it. Not entirely sure on what I could have done wrong with the first console that I had, because most common reason is you play too much and I guess you let it overheat in a way. In fact, I couldn't remember exactly how I had caused that issue within the 3 years of the warranty that I had on that one. So yeah, I can barely remember on why I had to send that one back, but I'm pretty sure that was part of the reason that I was playing too much at the time, and now I don't play that much and only play once in a while, and now that my second one is just sitting there collecting dust. But I also have an Xbox One S at the same time, which is also doing the same thing, and I just cleaned them both up a couple days ago. But as you see from Microsoft's mistake over there and rushing it out into the market at the time, that's what happened. And that's the solution or the results that Apple does not want. That's why they want to take their time. We just don't want to see them take their time with so many features that they can only release 2 at each iteration of iOS. So it's also part of their planning at the same time. Now, as far as exact features, I'm not 100% sure what could be coming to the next iOS 12 update, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good one for those that are big iOS fans. Apple, I'm starting to see lately, like they're doing similar things as Android is doing, maybe slightly behind, but they have their own different twist to it. So it kind of depends on like which one you're more comfortable with. If you're more comfortable with Apple, or if you're more comfortable with Android, or any other operating system out on the market, although I would say iOS and Android is the top mobile operating systems right now. But hopefully the competition will grow as the years go on. I mean, we've seen it try to go a little bit, but then it just shots back down. But Apple is going to have to be smart with their choices. So what do you guys think? Do you guys agree or disagree with what I have to say? And do you think that Apple should be doing anything different? Do you feel like there's nothing that Apple needs to fix and just needs to start creating more features or creating new strategies on how to properly release these updates? I'm curious to see what you guys have to say in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, comment. Also check out the description below for my social media links, Twitter, Instagram. See you in the next one. Take care, everybody.